Hello.
I see your face light up when you see me.
I know.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Yeah, I'm all right. Thank you.
Like trying to adjust my camera without it falling
Uh,
down.
all right, fair enough.
Don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
that's better.
better.
I feel like this, like half of my face is showing.
Yeah, that's right.
No cushion or something. This is great for the great, isn't it? For like preparing and camera action.
Better.
Slightly better.
Mine just feels too close to my face, but it's as far as my hands will go.
Right, now that we've gone over our technical glitches, welcome to Parent Plug-in Monday night. Sorry we weren't here last week, but we're back, full of action. And Nalini has got an exciting, kind of more interesting, upbeat topic for us to discuss this evening, which is a surprise to me because I don't know what it's about. But, oh, Nalini, what are we talking about tonight?
Okay, so I wanted to do something to acknowledge parents' efforts,
Okay.
right? Because I think a lot of the times we don't take credit for what we do,
Okay.
right? And as parents, it's never good enough for us. Well, it's never good enough for me. No matter what I do, I just feel like I could do it better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So I just wanted to go along those lines today. Uh, let go along the lines of letting parents allow themselves to take credit for what they do
Okay.
and showing up every day for the kids.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to put in the chat that we're celebrating parents tonight for showing up every day.
Mm. Yes, I think so.
Correct?
Once you've done it, then we can talk
Well,
about it.
that's it. I've posted it.
Mm.
We're celebrating parents for showing up every day.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, what are your thoughts? I mean, we're both parents. We're both mums.
yeah. I think it kind of seems like we take it for granted that we would show up every day, and we,
Mm.
you know, like that's what parenting is. It it yeah. I think it is important. It's funny though, it's actually quite triggering this, isn't it? It's supposed to be upbeat, but it makes me feel a little bit like, a bit emotional.
Why?
Because it's a bit like, it's what we do.
Yeah.
So, and taking credit for, it's a little bit like, I feel like it's like taking credit for being human, for being a person.
Yeah. Okay. All right. But how many of us do that?
Oh, seems like, it's, it's weird. Just weird. Wake up. Okay. Well done, me.
Well, if you're not going to be your own cheerleader,
No.
yeah. Because okay, so the way I look at it is, I think there's a lot more people in our life that will put us down for what we do,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to pick us up and say, "Well done."
Mm. Yeah.
Right.
There's people, who probably wouldn't give us, who don't give us credit for just just being and just existing.
Exactly. And there's and you know, when you look at life, you know there are a lot more people to tell you when you go wrong than when things go right.
Hmm.
And if we can't be our own cheerleader in situations like that, who's going to cheer us on? Who's going to pick us up and lift us up?
So be your own.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And we've got to be our own cheerleader. We've got to be our own people. We've got to be the ones that says, you know what? I know it was hard today, but you did it. Why are you smiling at me?
I was trying to like adjust my seat. I just feel like I'm sinking. So
It made me laugh.
I know how to do it discreetly.
So you give me this
Imagine.
look.
Kept going down and lower and lower.
Oh, you are funny. Yeah. So, what are your thoughts though? I mean, look, we work so much with young people, right? And we know what they go through. But as parents, you know what we go through as well, because we have our own personal stuff that we have to deal with on a daily basis.
Yeah. Okay, maybe there's another angle that maybe resonates with me more, and perhaps it's more about gratitude and being grateful. Which again, I find it quite uplifting if I can start each day or just think whatever moment that I'm in, particularly when there's low moments as well, to take that moment to say, okay, what are the things that I'm most grateful for today or at this moment? Might It's a bit easier, but I think as a British culture
Okay.
is that we are very kind of shy from saying what we're good at and how great and fantastic we are.
You reckon?
Yeah, I don't even think we receive compliments that, you know, how many times have you heard someone, you said someone, oh, that's a nice jumper you've got. What, this old thing? Oh, yeah, it was like £10. I got it from Primark, or not that we're advertising, but I got it from,
Okay.
like validate or justify the fact that we've got something nice, or just downplay it. Once someone's giving you a compliment, how many times have you heard, even if you don't act like that, have you heard given someone a compliment and they've turned it around to like make it seem like it's less than warranted?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Like I don't know why you're squinting, because you're pretty much the same kind of person who me? What? Me? I'm
I don't know what you're talking.
even with
I don't know what you're talking about right now. Yeah, no, okay. Yeah, yeah, but I think receiving compliments for me is I don't know. Yeah, okay, I struggle with it, but I don't think it's a British thing.
Well, I think Americans are very good. I think Americans are very good at like, I'm good at this. I am I am the best of the best. You could hear the kind of, at the end of the day, I'm a fantastic mum. I give my children the best. They have the best life. They get the best breakfast. Like, imagine me saying that.
Yeah,
I am.
considering what breakfast you have.
Yeah, I feed my kids. They go to school with a hot,
Yeah,
proper
exactly.
3-course meal breakfast. You know, they get the juice, freshly squeezed juice. They get their apples cut up, their grapes are half, their strawberries in a bowl.
And let's not forget the air fryer,
Oh,
eh? Yeah,
their
okay. But
sausage, their hash browns, the baked beans. I am boss mom when it comes to breakfast. I am fantastic.
how did it feel saying that?
Actually, it's not that because I'm not lying. Actually, oh, I should just be like I should be that mom. I am that mom. I'm that mom. I'm literally playing in my head all the things I'm good at, but I'm silencing them and say no, that's not what this is about. And then the other things that I'm thinking that I could carry on saying, I'm thinking, yeah, but that's a little bit stretching the truth.
Yeah, go on, I'm listening.
But what's the other stuff?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'm so organized. I'm on top of it when it comes to their homework. I take it very seriously. Make sure it gets done. Make sure their reading record is signed every single day. Yeah.
Oh, that's impressive.
This is the
That
if the teachers are listening, they will know that hold on a minute. I'm the queen of punctuality. When it comes to the school run, I'm always on time. Drop off and pick up.
yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. But you know you say this as it and I know you're I know it's real, all of it is true. But you're saying
Even
it,
take a few days of it.
yeah,
Some beauty cups.
yeah, but you're saying it without fully owning it. You're saying it tongue in cheek. You're joking about it.
It's not something that just such a weird day. To me, it's alien.
Yeah, but a lot of the times it is alien for so many other parents though,
Mm.
because they think they don't take any credit for what they do. It's being a parent. This is what I've got to do, but you show up daily on
I
a
know.
daily basis.
But there's an inner voice that says, and so you should. You should show up.
No, there are so many parents out there that struggle to show up every day. There are so many people out there that struggle to show up for themselves every day.
Yeah, but the struggle is different from the I, I don't and I won't and I choose not to. An intentional
Oh, that's
not
different.
to show up is completely different.
Yeah.
But a lot of parents struggle. I'm not saying that all those things that I said that I do comes
Mm.
easy. And no one's saying that parenting comes easy. But a lot of people struggle.
And,
I
and
think it's really hard to um, imagine a parent who intentionally chooses not to show up for their children. And it's so interesting that when I said that, chooses not to show up for the children, I found it hard to say chooses not to show up for themselves
mm,
because I think the two are different.
yeah, the two are different. In that instance, two are different because the parent that chooses not to show up for the child will choose to show up for themselves. There's a very
Oh,
there is
and what about the parent that chooses to show up for their children? To what extent do they show up for themselves?
they don't. That parent would show up for their kid every day, but not for themselves.
Or would they show up for their kids over and above
Yes,
themselves? Mm.
yes. because you've lost your sense of identity in that process.
Well, maybe it's not identity. It could be a bit about priority, or you get into a habit of survival mode, managing.
Yeah.
So you're first and foremost when it comes to being intentional. So I heard a story about someone who decided that she needed a new mattress.
Okay.
And it seems completely random. And she got her kid to take the mattress down the old mattress down the stairs to get. Now her kids, as far as she's concerned, sleep really comfortably. They've got comfortably. They've got really nice. They probably had a mattress that's less than 3 years old. Well, she's been on this mattress for so long that when the children saw the state of it, they were like, I cannot believe my mum has been sleeping on this mattress. I was like, how bad was it? It's like, well, it was the moment where she realised she needed a new one was when she flipped it over and the springs were coming out from it.
Oh.
It showed the story of someone who prioritizes the well-being, not purposely.
Yeah.
I don't think it's an intentional thing for her to say, I'm just going to put my needs aside. But I think it was a habit to prioritize the needs of children over and overlook
herself
needs. Yeah. It's like, how many times do we cook dinner and we take a bite from it, but we don't actually sit down and have a proper meal?
Well, I can't say that because I love my food.
You're a foodie.
I am a foodie. I love my food, so I have dinner with my kids. Like it's like, and when I don't eat, my kids are like, "Why are you not eating?" So it's not normal. Yeah, so I can't really say that.
Okay, what have we got? Would you think it's easier for would you think it is easier for some parents to prioritize the needs of their children over themselves? Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't say it's easier.
Thinking.
I think the way I look at it is more, you've lost yourself as a person, and you're so so you're so engrossed with your kids that you've lost yourself. So it just becomes they come first at all costs. So even if I'm not feeling well, I'm going to get up and still do everything for them, and I'll deal with me later.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's easier, but I do feel like the parent loses themselves when after the kids are born. Like, oh, I can't. I know I'm not articulating it correctly, but you get my gist.
Yeah, I think so.
You think so?
Still obsessing over my angle.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that makes sense. Thank you. I appreciate it. Because Kemi's not listening to me. At least somebody is, Kemi.
Just not getting this right.
But yeah. Okay. So I say what I say because I think a part of me did that as a mum.
Sorry, what did you do?
I lost a sense of who I was after I became a mum.
Oh yeah.
Oh, now
Oh
you
yeah.
understand what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Right, okay. So now you get it when I say you
Mm.
lose yourself and then the kids just become priority and you go over and above for them and not you. Oh, now it
Yeah.
makes sense.
I lost myself in the roles of like weight that I put on. Becoming a Kemi, where are you? The real Kemi's somewhere in between those like roles. Sorry, guys.
You're unbelievable. But you understand, right?
Yeah.
It's not that it's almost like you neglect yourself.
Mm.
But it's those parents are the ones that don't take credit for what they do. It's those parents. They look at it as, oh, because but this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So there's no recognition for what they've done. I lost.
Mm. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
heart-wrenching.
it is. It is.
And I think when you were saying about it's those parents that lose themselves and don't appreciate, I was thinking about the fact that but what like when you've got a supportive when you're co-parenting in a supportive environment, so you've got a supportive partner who
Mm,
you're with, do you lose yourself? Because I was thinking about the people that I know that um have blossomed and bloomed through parenting.
mm.
And that's what I would have imagined it to be.
Yeah.
Not the opposite of you find yourself yourself. You would parent is such a beautiful gift that it by the nature of it is to bring out the best in us,
Mm,
both the mothers and fathers. We discover so many talents and gifts and skills and untapped skills that we didn't know. We have so many experiences through
mm,
parents and that we should be embracing and harnessing. But if you're in a relationship that is abusive, be it emotionally, financially, and all of those things, you're constantly in a fight and flight mode. You're constantly in survival
yeah.
mode. And you're constantly using every little piece of energy just to show up.
Mm,
And yes, you have to congratulate yourself and celebrate yourself and say, I managed to do this today.
mm,
It's no small accomplishment when you're fighting internally, externally, with the person that you've expected to love and cherish you. And you don't also, there's a lot of people in these situations that don't want their children to
mm.
see, identify with that pain.
Yeah.
And it can be incredibly hard to mask it. And I think children are so intuitive, even as much as we try and as like parents try to hide it, they can see it, they can feel it, they sense
Mm.
it, know it exists, but they might not be able to articulate it. They might not be able to express what it is they're feeling. But I'm pretty sure that children know.
I think kids know. There's definitely a sense of knowing with children. I don't think, especially at this day and age, I don't think you could hide things like that from your kids. And even if you don't say anything, they watch. They notice it. My kids notice everything. I smile, and my kids are like, "What are you smiling at?" Nah, that doesn't look right. Nah, that's mischievous. Like, what have you been up to?
Mm-hmm.
So it's children do know. Children see it all.
Mm.
Like you said, they may not be able to articulate it or even comprehend it. Why would somebody put my mum, or why would someone put my dad through something like that?
Mm.
Because abuse works both ways, right? It's not just, you know, um, yeah, but it's those parents that endure all of this kind of stuff that aren't able to look at themselves and say, I did it today. Today was successful.
But domestic abuse is one side. What about people, poverty? And this is meant to be an uplifting conversation, but
I know this is not turning out that way, Kemi.
yeah, but what in Enfield where we work, we know that 1 in 4 families are living in poverty. And the level of deprivation, I remember when we used to, the Gifted used to do a program called Eat Better, Move More. So we used to go into schools and do this healthy eating workshops. And it's interesting because the program was designed to address obesity.
Right. Oh, okay.
Childhood obesity. And you'd think, well, wow, there's childhood obesity in an area where there are high levels of poverty because these children and families are not having access to healthy food. And there would be things like they would have a cup of tea and they would put in, like, we used to use sugar cubes. So 1 sugar cube represents 1 teaspoon of sugar. And we'd do this exercise of how many teaspoons of sugars would you have in your cups of tea?
Yeah.
And some kids were having like 5.
Okay.
And I thought they're drinking tea in primary school was also like interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the sugar was to suppress the hunger. Then we did this other exercise. The exercise was designed to see how many vegetables they had the day before with their dinner,
Right.
and if they're having a healthy, balanced plate. But what the exercise reveals wasn't that whether they were having their 5 a day. It was revealing that some of them were not having dinner, or the dinner that they were having would be cereal. We didn't have bread at home, so I couldn't make toast. Mum hadn't done the shopping yet, so there wasn't any food to eat. So it was like a whole eye opener to seeing how poverty is affecting families.
Yeah.
So now I suppose years later, um, I'm back in the schools as a parent, not delivering the, you see, projects like the Felix project that donates to schools all the bits of food that are like close to its
Right.
sell by date,
Yeah.
or this food from supermarkets that are not going to be hitting. But families are literally ready at the school gates to see what's available and to take their supplies. With the cost of living and everything, you can see that food poverty is massive. When you talk about showing up and celebrating parenting, you think, I really hope that those parents are celebrating their achievements, celebrating the fact that they were able to go to work, or they were able to put a meal on the table for those children, because I know that every day, you can't take for granted every day is a struggle. You might not be able to do it tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I think it's hard. So where I live, there's a local cafe at a park. And I went in and started volunteering.
Yeah.
Right. Just something that I wanted to do. And they have uh, food there that's delivered freshly almost every day. Again, like you said, it's almost out of date kind of food, fresh vegetables, breads, patisseries, like all sorts of stuff, right? And the amount of people that come in, and I've only been there a couple of weeks, and it really, it's upsetting.
Mm-hmm.
It's upsetting to see, or it's a reality check at the end of the day.
Mm.
And I guess it goes back to what you said, just gratitude, the fact that just be grateful for what you have.
Yeah.
Great. Just yeah, it's yeah, yeah. I really don't feel this is an uplifting conversation.
Ah, no, it is. It is. It can be. It can be. It is mostly about. It is mostly about. It is about the gratitude and the celebrating the success and accepting that we're living in a society where it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not as easy as it looks, and I think even the wealthiest of families, it's not always about poverty, but even the wealthiest of families struggle. There's internal struggles. There's struggles that people deal with in terms of their past, that they just need to be able to say, no, I did it. I showed up today. I'm big in data. I would like immerse myself in data and stats and percentages and so on and so forth. And the narratives that are told in a lot of these reports, it's really quite alarming. And again, it doesn't sound positive and uplifting. But where we connect dots between different scenarios and understand what the risks are. So, for example, stats are saying that children are on. Well, I don't know if it's fair to write it to say it in a way that children that are on free school meals are more likely. I think it's better to say it the other way.
Okay.
Children, young people that have experienced to youth violence and crime
Right.
are often on free school meals.
Okay.
Living in poverty, like areas of deprivation, have disadvantaged family backgrounds.
Okay.
And living it, and parents who haven't instilled clear boundaries at home. So there's all of these things, couple them together, put them all in the melting pot, and apparently you could potentially and most likely have a young person who engages in youth crime and youth violence. And it just like, for me, it's the parent that. Does it mean that parents need to be more aware of the fact that your child could go down that route, and you probably might need to do more to prevent them from going down that route by instilling clearer boundaries and rules?
Okay, so that's really hard because you know me and I kind of speak my mind. And I say it's hard, and that's a hard one to talk about because if if your child is in that situation, clearly you as a parent are in that situation as well, right? And you'd be none the wiser. You'd be none the wiser because I'm setting the example and my kids following suit. Unless that child had willpower of its own to change its story.
Mm-hmm.
But that would have to come from the child.
Mm.
I know that's harsh, and I know that's me taking a lot of credit away from the parents, right? And I don't mean to,
Mm-hmm.
but I think when you're a certain way, I think your children just generally follow suit.
So are you saying that if the parents engaging in criminal activities, then the child is likely to engage in is that what you're thinking is the
Yeah, yeah.
oh wow.
I think that's cool. Oh man, dude, did you see my dad the other night? Oh, did you see him meet him? Oh, man, loved it. Loved it. Oh yeah. I was at the pub the other night and I whacked somebody just like that. It felt so good.
Yeah, but I don't
I'm sure people don't talk like that, but
yeah. I don't think that's always the case.
if you're looking at economic status, like you just said, what situation?
Yeah, yeah, the situation, so Chris, what we're saying is it that if a child engages in youth criminal activity, Nalini, correct me if I've interpreted this correctly.
Mm.
Usually, they're following the pattern that their parents had engaged in criminal activity.
Yeah, okay, but this goes back to how you started with your statistics, saying if the economic status was the
Or meals,
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and not setting boundaries and rules at
yeah.
home. All of these things compounded together.
Mm.
That's some research showing that these young people are more likely to be engaging in criminal activity because they live in deprivation. They have free. They are the ones that would most likely have free school meals, and then there's this home environment where there's the boundaries are not set.
Yeah.
Persistent disruptive behaviour in the classroom that leads to them, for example, being and they don't obey the rules in the classroom, they get permanently excluded from school or they start truanting from school. So the fact that they're not in school, they're more likely to be exposed or engaging in criminal activity.
Mm. But it stems from home. It stems from home, is what I'm saying. Because that economic status starts at home, right? You're in that situation because that's your home environment.
Yeah, but some of the family poverty is can be around working parents.
Yeah.
So it's not like and some of these working parents are working multiple jobs.
Yeah.
You've got children that they get home and they have to take care of um themselves.
Mm.
So it starts. Does it start from home?
Yeah.
You know,
It's
parents are absent.
yeah.
Growing up, as we said, intentionally showing up every day
Mm.
for them, for their children, for their family, so that they can provide for their family.
Mm.
But they can't be. They put so much emphasis on hoping that their children. All you've got to do is to go to school, behave, go to school, do your lessons, and come home. Literally, how difficult is that for a child?
Yeah, yeah, you say how difficult, but if your parent is absent, that in itself hinders your development. Your mental and emotional development is hindered because you have no guidance. If your parent is always absent, right?
Or work. Maybe
Yeah, working.
working because it
Yeah,
sounds a
working.
bit like.
Yeah, but working, but still absent, right? Because they're not present in the house. They're even though they're out at work, they're still absent, right? And it affects children. And then and you've got to imagine, right? You've gone and done 2, 3 different jobs in a day, and how many hours is that in a day, right? You still need time to sleep and eat and have a break. But when you get home, you're exhausted. What do parents do a lot of the times when they're tired? They yell, they shout, they scream because everything else needs to be done, dinner needs to be cooked, all that kind of stuff. So, where's the love and the support coming from? It's not. It's not coming from anywhere. So, what am I going to do? Dude, I am going to go find myself people that is going to support me, even if that looks like me slapping somebody across the head, because I need to fit in.
Yeah, but the love and support is providing those basic needs like a shelter, home, food.
Yeah, but maybe I just want a hug. Maybe I just need words of comfort. Oh, well, I need both, but maybe you see what I mean. It starts from home.
I know.
No, nobody ever comes out into this world with I'm going to destroy. Nobody does. We all come out with no anything. We're a clean slate. And we come into this world and then suddenly, your first insecurity happens there. Then the second one, but the first one, there's a different one now, but it's deeper. That's going to last me a lot longer to heal. Do you know what I mean? That clean piece of paper, by the time you're 7 years old, has already got marks on it. And by the time you're 13, dude, there's a lot more marks on that. So I'm not going to, I have nobody to tell me that I'm doing okay. There's nobody to watch over me. There's no one in the kitchen saying, do you want something to eat? I need to go find it. I need to fend for myself. So that's why I say it starts from the home. Now your example was the parent that's constantly working, right? Yeah, we do need to put roofs over our kids' head. And yeah, we do need to have a certain income in this day and age to even survive, right? Now, what happens about the parents that are present but absent, that don't have a job to go to?
Mm.
Present but absent for various reasons.
What the reasons that they're absent?
No, always from home.
Oh, so he agrees with you, yeah.
Does agree with me.
Side.
Right. Okay. I don't know. Alcoholic, recreational drugs. Okay. Disabilities.
What the child saw, but also what they never saw. Mm.
Oh, well, what do you mean by what they never saw, Chris?
What they never saw. Well, maybe a bit like what you said. They've never seen the hugs. They've never seen the affections. They've never had the word of encouragement.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
Chris can say whether that's the
Chris
case.
can elaborate on that one. Yeah. So those parents, right?
Mm.
Now, when I grow up, love.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly what you said. Thank you. Um, when I grow up, why am I going to strive to be anything? Anything? Why can't I just, you know, do what my dad's been doing all these years, or do what my mum's been doing all these years.
Mm.
Why can't I? Because they've got a roof over my head. I mean, it's kushti. For these children to be anything different, it's got to come from themselves. It's got to be such a conscious decision. I want better,
Mm.
and go and do it.
Yeah. Okay.
So in order to break that cycle, you've got to make the effort to go and do it for yourself,
Mm.
because no one's going to do it for you. And it's easy to get into that rut. Because my parents did it, they survived. So I'm sure I can do it and I'll survive.
Yeah. Gosh, I think that puts a lot on a child.
Yeah,
A
of course it does.
child to break that cycle
Mm.
that witnessed in their family, and to I mean, we call it aspirations and goals, isn't it? To get that child to a place where they can start to set their own aspirations and goals. And you speak a lot in the sessions about young people taking accountability.
Mm.
What's Yeah, Butterflies with Rainbows is agreed. It has to come from the individual wanting to change. Krista says statistics show that a high percentage of guys doing life sentence were missing a simple ingredient from youth: play. Wow, missing play.
Yeah. And remember what the session that we had in Harlow.
Mm,
Imagination.
yeah, imagination, the play, because there's that must be like that dopamine rush that you get when you're playing, where you're in a safe, playful environment where you can take risks, where you can get the thrill of winning, understand how you build your resilience through losing out, and all of those kind of things that you get through play.
Mm.
But if you haven't had that, if you haven't been exposed to that,
Mm.
the way in which you start to play and take risks
It's
could be your real life kind of things. So messing around, your play becomes more serious. Maybe you're playing around with alcohol. Play is everything. My main focus for development. So if you haven't learned to play as a child, and in your young adulthood, the impact of play is massive on children and adults.
mm.
Imagine they're playing with more serious, like alcohol,
Mm.
recreational drugs. Let's play at shoplifting.
Mm.
Play at vandalism. Let's play at antisocial behaviour. And all of these things which amount to let's play with the opposite sex.
Mm.
And all of this amounts to youth criminal behaviour.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we've also, probably what we haven't explored is the strict parent
Mm.
that doesn't encourage or make the space for play.
Okay, so for me,
We're playing, we are being our most authentic selves. And I think it's probably a form of self-discovery, isn't it, through play?
oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I play a lot now. I love playing.
I've always
Take
played.
me to a playground.
I'm the most playful person you know. What are you talking about? I'm always playing.
Oh, we are always playing. That's true. Okay, so for me, the thing with the strict parents is that backfires on you as well. And it backfires on you because all your focus is education and you don't allow for playtime. So what the child tends to do, even though they're education focused, after a certain point, they go off the rails because they just need to explore.
Mm. Do you know what? And the funny thing about it is when it happens in their 40s. Like, it could be the case of, yeah, they might not do it in their youth, but they've been so serious and so focused for all of their life.
Mm.
Do you know what I find most commonly is the eldest sibling.
Okay.
Always
Yes.
eldest sibling does like the maddest things, like when they get to adulthood.
Mm.
You think, what, you've just decided that you're going to leave your family and go abroad?
Yeah.
Or you
Well,
decide that you're not the eldest, are you?
no, hell no. Do I look like the oldest to you? Mate, I'm proper middle child. Through and through. All of it.
Oh, look, Chris is setting up an adult play group.
Chris, just give us the details. We'll be there.
Finding the balance is tricky, though, says Butterflies and Rainbows. Middle child syndrome, she can relate, I think. The message we receive early in life is that when you're playing, you're not working. The most balanced people find play in their work.
Oh, that's true. I think we do. I think we definitely do.
Yeah.
Find balance of that. But going back to what you said, Kemi, about the person that leaves and goes across the other side, goes abroad, right? I think that's why we have the midlife crisis situations.
You're right.
Because you never had an opportunity to actually be yourself at any point in your life.
Yeah.
And I think when you do realize it at some point, that's when, people call it a crisis because you've got to label everything, yeah. And people struggle with that. The people around the one that's going through the crisis struggle to accept what the person is going through because now you're being out of character.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And it's unpredictable.
Yes. Yeah.
So what have we learned? What's our conclusion?
Well, from what we started to where we ended, man, I don't know.
We still celebrating showing up.
Well, we showed up today.
Yeah, we're still celebrating showing up as a parent every day.
Yeah, but yeah,
for your kids,
for your kids,
for yourself,
okay?
but also for yourself.
For yourself. I think when I come back, I think I would actually like to run the session of parents losing themselves and I don't know, finding ways of finding yourself again. I don't know, something like that, something along those lines.
Okay.
Yeah. When I come back.
Sounds like, well, maybe that'd be a good one to run with Chris.
Oh.
As a combo.
Ooh.
He could introduce his adult play games. Which sounds a bit, I don't know, Chris. Maybe it's a bit late for me in the night.
It's
a little tagline of like what that includes.
yeah, but I think if Chris and Butterflies with Rainbows have any suggestions on a topic like that, on helping parents find their identities again, just message us privately, and then maybe we can come up with something, because I'd really like to do that. I'd like to do that when I come back.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. So I'm going to love you and leave you guys. I am not going to be around. Kemi and another colleague is going to be running Parent Plugin for the next few weeks. But I will be back.
Mid-May. Mid-May.
Yeah, May 19th is 19th the Monday? I think so.
So we'll be next week. We are talking about, I think, drug, alcohol, misuse, and vaping, which is really impacting young people. So we want to get your views on what we as parents should be doing when we spot this happening in our. Oh, we miss seeing you here. So.
It's all right. I'll be back. I'm only going home to see my family, do some dancing, celebrate at the wedding, and I'll be back. All right.
Okay.
So I hope next week goes well with the whole alcohol and vaping, and it's going to be a great topic.
Yeah, it will be a great topic. Sadly, you'll miss it, but you can always zoom abroad.
Listen, I don't know what the time difference is. I've got to work out the time difference. Maybe I might just, from a dark corner in the house, just give you a call.
Oh, you can do that.
All right, guys. Good night, Kemi.
Thanks,
I'll
everyone.
chat to you soon.
Okay, bye.
All right, good night. Bye.